he was able to utilize it just yesterday, and the pick-off strategy for RRQ has really been working out. Helker from Beloyski total 16 times in the ban throughout MPL Indonesia Season 14. And really, you can only blame Beloy for that. In his debut match in Season 14, he decided to pick it up against Alter Ego, smacked Alter Ego, 11 minutes with the Helker. So yeah, that was the first and last time we will see Beloy on the Helker.
It's his fault for setting the tone so early on. He could have hit it for a bit longer, but that is just not the way Beloyski operates. Now we have to see with 2 more bans available right here.
Will they ban the Gatot? Big question. The high-lows Gatot Kacha has been a strategy that the Geek fam have been utilizing just yesterday. Oh, they banned the Tig. Gatot open.
Oof. Kacha is open. They have a good amount of true damage and magic damage right now in the roster. You have to remember, the damage reduction in the passive of Gatot Kacha, it increases his physical defense. So against an Aurora, against the Phobius, against the Alpha, these damage sources are going to be quite effective at shutting him down. Look at this, Hanabi banned away by Geek fam.
Hanabi ban, maybe they are expecting that Hanabi Lolita pick up, but why would they necessarily ban it against the high-loss Vexana Ling combo?
That's a quick reaction though with the Edith. Doesn't seem like RRQ are taken aback by the Hanabi ban at all. Now with another source of really good damage, but also magical damage, you have to wonder what the last pick is going to be. Because it's going to be the pick responsible for dealing all the physical damage. And technically against the Hylas, the carry can still be a great option, especially with the potential for the Frigid Glacier to be used as a protection tool.
I guess we'll see here. Maybe the Alpha was already kind of like a pick to prevent the Gatot Kacha pick. Maybe that's why RRQ actually are not really concerned about the Gatot Kacha. We'll see though, it does seem like the Earth's still going to be going for it. So Gatot Kacha does not matter if there are ways to beat it. Beloy knows he is better on it, as it seems, and it is going to be a carry in the gold lane. Sets it for RRQ to actually go for... What do they want to go for? There's no Harith. I was actually thinking of like maybe possibly the Harith. No Moskov either.
Yeah. This carry.
Do they go for Claude? I don't even...
This could be risky. In theory, it's something safe. They can really shut down.
Bruno.
Oh, wow. Bruno in the hands of Skaylar.
Against carry?
Back when he, out of nowhere, brought this pick out, he did have a standout performance on this Bruno. Yeah. But against a Gatot, against a Hylos, he doesn't really shred down. He nukes with big crits, but he needs items to get to that point. RRQ, are they going to be able to weather the initial early game aggression coming in with the beefy bodies of Geek fam? Or can they really scale up and eventually demolish them with crits?
Of course, the draft index, much more favoring towards RRQ in that early to mid-game potential, but for Geek fam at least, you know, that consistent damage coming in as well as defense, that tankiness from the Gatot Kacha and the high loss will be something that RRQ has to find a way to turn around, especially when you have the Bruno pickup. And of course, the Land of Dawn, we will see the kingdom continuing its rebuild in positive trends. Will it be halted and stopped by Geek fam? Their demons crawling into their undercovers now. It's Geek fam against RRQ in match of the day, game number 1.
Very early on, you see Beloyski making big moves. Let's see how this early game plays out.
And RRQ have not won a single time since Season 11 against Geek fam. Remember that could be one of the ways that actually Geek fam utilizes just a battle of mental too. 8 times they have met since Season 11.
8 times and no victories. RRQ will be trying to turn that franchise around. Finally getting something for the team. But in the mid lane, I feel like Rins has so much responsibility right here. He's responsible for doing damage, also for the crowd control and stopping the rush coming through. Edok might just perform more as a counter-initiator as we take a look at the emblems here by IndieHome. The agility and the tenacity for Daiwen, he's going to be active moving around the map. And for everyone else, a lot of tenacities here. Both teams know that they like to go all in these fights, especially with the Hylas and the Gatot Kacha with a high HP pool. The tenacity is going to be a lot more valuable, but Masako as well wants to make sure that when he does get jumped on, he will have time at least to react, to try and make something happen. But with 2 Wilderness Blessings in the hands of Rins and Edok, you can see the RRQ. They want that mid lane pressure to spill out to the sides, and maybe that is how they're going to try and enable this Bruno pick.
Yeah, and the fact that Beloyski does have the Gatot Kacha in his hands means that the little skirmishes will be won, but oh, he's stuck. Vince!
Oh, targetable, the lethal. Or no recognition. Now Vincent with a stab forward. That was just the damage, pure damage. Beloyski to be caught, has to revitalize. Oh, Jin gonna take a whole lot of damage. Pure Baba defensively, the Tempest of Blaze. Vincent gets the double.
Is this the main premise of the Gatot Kacha, is to skirmish early?
Absolutely, with the overloaded kit, with more damage coming in from his passive more than any of his other skills. Going for a fight like that, catching Rins that we just mentioned, having so much responsibility, means he can immediately go straight for this turtle. This is the early game we expected from the Hylos and the Gatot Kacha though. We'll see how RRQ try and deal with this.
Yeah, and now of course down bottom, still even Stevens for all. Take a look at the talent predictions by the new application.
Oh. Wow.
They are demons for a reason, villains and the bad guys. But oh, here comes the Goddess pathway.
Oh man, the Tane CC. That almost seems like a response to the talent prediction. You think that way, we're gonna smack RRQ, just you watch.
The trio mid has been so important for RRQ. Geek fam, very early on at 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, has gotten 2 kills, but Beloyski now gets jumped on.
Whoa. Actually, moving forward. Jin, gun shy a bit. He doesn't want to commit towards Beloy, despite Beloy not having the revitalize just yet. You can see, oh my lord, the audience prediction also very much favoring the Kings.
88% for RRQ, and Jin, questionable approach where he had the Spear of Alpha already. He could have maybe got a pick off there against Beloyski, but Beloyski again, the steel, the heart, the heart of steel by him to just have the courage and bravery to open up the maps and portions of choke points in the river, especially when you are so tanky and you have so much, defense. With Gatot Kacha means you can really invite aggressive plays coming in the skirmishes as well by Geek fam. Now RRQ, what are they waiting for, Arashi?
They're waiting for a neutral objective to try and use this proper teamfight composition. Look at how Geek fam is playing, man. The side lanes are playing it very, very safe. Rins!
The arrival forcing the flicker. Beloy gets frozen. But that's true. He's always been ice cold.
This is the issue right here. The Geek fam, they're just focusing always on the mid lane. And for RRQ, their side lanes are winning, but they can't really do anything about it because Geek fam are ganking so hard in the mid lane that their usual rotation, the trio mid, really can't operate as well. Now with the turtle coming up, there will be a flicker in the hands of Wins, but Beloyski might have his ultimate up by that time.
They're punishing. And now the Eternal Guard towards Skaylar. He is zoned out. E-Doc might look for a play here.
Big shots over from Vildora with the zone. E-Doc with the Earth Shatter losing so much HP. They still have to go for the fight. Lord Traffic committed down. There, going in. Vincent actually picking up the turtle, not jumping the blades, but the combo together. Jin caught in the knockup, but not able to pick up the blades in time. Skaylar somehow was able to free hit the entire way.
The Crown Prince wakes up from his long hibernation, and the kingdom roars in joy as he picks up the triple kill.
Immediate movement towards the mid tower. RRQ take it down at 5 minutes. They were able to fight back against Geek fam, losing the turtle, but gaining 3 kills for Skaylar. The AoE we were talking about for RRQ, that is exactly what they've been waiting for. They sacrificed Rins' early game for it, and it has paid off. Looking at the in-game equipment, the Has Claws finished up for Skaylar. That's why in the early game, this Bruno has so much more pressure. With 2 items, he's going to reach an even higher power spike than most marksmen, and Masako will have to wait a bit longer for that.
Yeah, they swing the momentum in an instant. Beloyski again, so brave to kind of fish out for angles. It's winning in the brush, and so far so good for RRQ. They're able to stabilize that gold difference that it was bleeding. They had to stem it sooner or later, but E-Doc might be caught here. Nah, he won't. He's still okay. So now RRQ, of course, is trying to play behind that team fight potential that they have. The AoE so much so strong against Geek fam. But what does Geek fam's composition want to achieve?
They want to just keep going for those big plays with some global pressure coming in from the Avatar of the Guardian. That's how they've been able to actually get some of these very quick ganks coming through. And they want to try and play it macro, right? They know that RRQ are so adept at playing the team fights, so they want to use Beloyski, they want to use Vincent, all of these macro plays to really separate RRQ. And the last thing they want is to go for an all-out fight like we saw earlier, but Dyron.
Just a bit of poke over to Dyron. Geek fam trying to get an advantage anywhere on the map. And so far, right now, it does look like Geek Fam will have to throw Ling into the bottom lane for a split push. RRQ go for the turtle.
Oh, this turtle might be free because Vincent is far, but he has the pinch poise to catch up. Oh, the glacier, and here goes the Adder of the Guardian.
Flicker out already, Jin securing it. Enough with the armor and Earth Shadow. Down with the Primal Wrath. The boys able to flicker out. Puts in the Curse Flash. Skaylar with a flicker forward. That was a worldie and a half. Now Veldora catching these balls.
Wow! RRQ, they turn it around once again. What was theirs to lose was theirs to win. They get the kills and the cleanup. A boy, Veldora Baloyski, they have to kneel down to the Kings.
The decision to go straight for the turtle, they saw Vincent, they want to pull the trigger, pull the pressure, force Geek Fam to react. Skaylar at this point, in a sense, almost the strongest marksman at this time period. You can see that with the crits, he's just nuking everyone down, bouncing the ball straight off the head of Veldora. The invincible high loss we talked about that can't be killed is falling down so rapidly that Geek Fam can't react.
A lot of damage now from RRQ in all departments. Yeah, we're talking about the full views being that natural counter against the high loss, with the jumps coming in. And now, of course, Skaylar 5-0-1. Having completed his Hot Clouds and the Berserker's Fury. Gonna add more crit even to his kit and his damage output. Geek Fam now. Seems like they're losing in most of the team fights.
Especially, RRQ E-Rock joins us here with the MPYD X streamer. Definitely enjoying the performance so far. But look at RRQ. Gonna go for a traitor actually, letting go of the turret on the top side. Maybe it's a bit too generous of them to do so, but they have a plan for this for sure. Now with the turrets taken out on the outer side, they can actually transition to finally pressuring Vincent in the jungle. Lofel himself said this is one of the ways that they are able to actually leverage that mid lane pressure into other lanes. It starts with the jungle and then the side lanes.
Yeah, the side lanes are, to be honest, pretty much balanced now. As Geek Fam, again, can always allocate Vincent into having the responsibility to addressing the side lanes, pushing it, shoving it, letting it bounce. And RRQ will always have to send at least one member into that side lane. This time around Skaylar, but now they corral against the Lord. Will this be another free Lord? Or rather, a free Lord for RRQ.
Look at Darren gonna go over to Meresahkan and isolating Baloyski in the process. That's a monster kill. Skaylar now slight tackling away from the Eternal Guard. Darren's on his own in the back line again. Veldora gonna be caught and onward and Earth Shadow raise! That's a freeze and the takeaway here. Darren goes in with the for the pursuit. The glorious pathway is used defensively. That is another shot from downtown Skaylar, getting the long shots all across the land of Dawn.
The Kingdom are daydreaming, no nightmares so far. They're demons. Scythe it down, and RRQ, they take down the tier 2 turret, they get the kills, and they get the Lord.
An amazing performance there. They get the Lord on top of all of that. They went for the pressure. Dairon somehow finding a moment there to zone out Masako, to deal some damage, forcing Baloyski to react. But he is not the unkillable Gatotkacha in the face of an 8, or earlier, a 6-0 Skaylar.
Football does damage.
Football does damage, both physically and mentally, especially when you're a fan. But now, of course, Hotsujin having the Queen's Wings ready, just trying to stack up more in the defense, banking on Skaylar to keep hitting the balls and hit the shots, of course, to get even more damage output.
And look at Vincent. With all the mobility, he has been limited to just rotating around, going for clears, not split pushes. As Skaylar takes on one more turret, Syzygian trying to go for a punish, but Vincent, way too slippery. Gonna go try and back up his team though. RRQ might be going for some more.
There's path already for Fighting Veldora. The Holy Defense clocked already. Lord could be cleared out. Now in the mid lane, they're actually able to get 2 Holy Defenses as Syzygian is still trying to march together with that wave in the bottom lane, but it does seem like Vincent will be able to catch that wave. RRQ staying disciplined, not trying to push further than necessary.
Yeah, they clear it out. I mean, it's still Lord #1, so it's not going to be that defensive, that strong to stand and tank the turret damages. With Baloyski with a taunt towards Edok, he won't really fall off on it.
Great read by Edok right there. RRQ keep up together. No big long-range tools to try and make plays happen. Look at this, whoa!
Baloyski with the arrival, coming down on him, revitalized there to keep him alive. Skaylar's still going to be able to free hit the Lord's Pathway, comes down with the worldie in the back with the gut-wrenching plays here. Too much AoE, too much damage from the Kings of Kings.
Unstoppable in team fights. They will wait. And once you make them wait, they will pounce back. That team fight is almost flawless.
Skaylar marching forward. He might actually be able to one-shot Masako. He's ready to flicker if necessary. Masako popping an ultimate. There you go. That's a flicker from Skaylar. Let's get a two-shot there, but it is going to be Vincent's demise. Beloyski left to defend. It does not matter. The Crown Prince will very soon